ONIC Philippines have really bad early games, and their turtle take rate, abysmal. Let's see if that'll change here in Game 1. The draft is upon us. It's Team Falcons Philippines versus ONIC Philippines, with the Falcons on the play, taking out the Luyi and the Harith, while ONIC Philippines ban out the Zushin and the Matilda. Those are such red signature bans here.
Yep, and you can already say they're probably going to ban the Fanny. If they don't ban the Fanny, which usually happens, then that means Falcons will take it, and then ONIC have prepared for it. I feel like that's one of the things we have to consider a lot, especially this week too, if teams on the red side are willing to take that hero out, because the limit of you're always forced to ban Fanny, Jushin, Matilda has made this meta so far very blue-sided in terms of the power pick trading. So for Falcons, are they going to think about one of the jungles? Yeah, they take out Suyo, so now they're telling ONIC, hey, don't take it out. Fanny, Joy, that's going to end up in one of our hands.
Falcons play in with fire, and with that, they're also opening up Phoveus. Phoveus is one of the main blue side bans, which allowed for blue to just like take one out and then just rest on their laurels. Again, blue is sitting at a whopping 67 to 33% win rate.
Yep, we're seeing changes in as early as day 1, because I think Suyo is the most picked hero for week 1. He's sitting at 15 times picked overall in just a single week.
On both sides.
On both sides.
Yeah. So, ONIC, which one are you going to go for? The Fanny, the Joy? Are you going to open up both? Get one of the other? That means I'd want to see... I think ONIC might lean to picking up Moskov as one of the first 3 picks on the red side, but surprise, ONIC actually just straight up ban out the Phoveus, so they've really opened up all of the power picks.
All right, we rarely see this. Fanny is coming out to play. If not, then both teams are just dodging the bullet, avoiding the elephant in the room as well. Mind you, Granger's open.
Yeah.
The Harith isn't though, so that's another priority pick that's still left that Falcons might really want to consider, but I feel like they themselves, they aren't really sure if they really want to go for the Fanny immediately now.
Yeah.
Or...
Because if Falcon picks up the Fanny here, I wouldn't mind if ONIC goes Joe, but yeah, no, they say, you know what, respect. You take out the only hero that... King Kong has a spotless record with so far in that Joy. So now ONIC will hopefully not lean towards the rushing jungle pick right now. They can actually just pick up Joe Moskov if they want to think about taking away the counters against the Fanny, if they want to pick that up.
Was there any time before that Falcons 2 was able to flex the Joy in a different role?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
In the current metagame, we've never seen Joy go anywhere. The last time in memory that the Joy went elsewhere was in the M6 World Championship in the hands of Sunset Lover.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, one game also on Fried Chicken, right? As the Joy EXP. Yeah, that's one of the surprise picks that showed up then.
Only one of them got to win.
Yeah, only one of them got to win, though. So, as we expected, Joe Moskov picked up by ONIC. Fanny's probably going to come in here now, while Falcon, they pick up the Badang. Still, we don't know. That might be already a Flap TZ pick. Yep. So, with the roam pick of Ogwin, might want to go for a little bit more invade or stopping power. They can go Tigreal if they want later on. That's something that's going to be on the minds of ONIC. So, yeah, first 3 picks of ONIC predicted.
There she is. The Fanny making a debut pick in the hands of the Beast. What the Sigma! We didn't expect to see Fanny come out this soon. Yep. It's the only hero left, actually, that allows for him to continue on his rampage in the jungle. He is topping the charts when it comes to gold gain. Regardless if they're winning or losing, even with that 3-game series against Aurora that they lost, King Kong still farmed out of his mind.
Yep. Fortunately for Falcons, they already have at least one hero that can potentially interrupt. But this feels so great for ONIC Philippines because they have both the Cho and the Moskov on their side as well. 2 heroes that I think you would want to get against the Fanny if you had the chance.
Ooh, ONIC taking away the Ruby, thinking that a counter for the Fanny is going to come in at the Roam for Ogwen, with Falcons taking away the Edith. So the high loss is in play, but if ever they can... I'm thinking they need something strong on the EXP. They might actually be thinking of a Hilda at some point coming in later in the draft, just so that you have that presence there that can come in, sweep of the lane, control it, and then just try to annoy the Fanny jungling pattern. But we also have to acknowledge that the best EXP laner in the game today, CC, is also very open.
Yeah.
But so far, all Badangs in MPL Philippines have been EXP.
Yeah.
So I'm like 99% sure that Flap TZ is going to be playing this.
Yeah, so there's still the Tigreal, if ever. Falcons might want to consider that. This is Ogwen either way, and we still don't know the mid duos of both sides. I mean, for ONIC, there's a chance that it's already the Cho, a very high chance that the Cho will be the Roam.
And the meta game currently sucks for mid laners. None of them can play to counter the Fanny. So we're in uncharted territories right now, wherein few has to worry about a Fanny.
Yeah, I think Falcons would want to lean towards picking up an Aurora in the mid, just so that they have that. If ever King Kong decides to swoop in, fly in, you're just going to trigger the passive instead of killing the Aurora straight up. So they take away the Farsa, meaning that might actually be the case, because you wouldn't want to Eve against this lineup of ONIC, so they go ahead and pick up the Valentina just to cover their bases in case somehow, some way Falcon decides to Eve here.
This is
But they
how
shouldn't.
Prince ascends to idol status.
Yeah.
Oh.
Literally go, I am you.
Yeah, anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah.
So will they get the Aurora here, or
Aurora Hilda.
Is it gonna be a different hero for few?
Are you saying Hilda Roam?
Yes.
I mean,
one of the classic responses to a Fanny or Assassin of the Jungle, you go Hilda Roam.
Or Hylos.
Or Hylos if they want to take like the much safer route. I mean, he's the best guy for either invading or protecting your own jungle, the all-around roamer.
Yeah, and at least you get to set your eyes on.
Oh, of course.
Fanny, okay.
And the Faramis, interesting by Falcons. They decide to commit with just all in. They might not be able to reach the Moskov, but they're just gonna dive and then have the Granger to poke. And of course, Ogwen and Brusco, alongside JP, if I'm not mistaken, they're the players that have a spotless record with the chip so far this season.
Yep.
And across the pond, it's Witty.
Yeah.
If you're watching a draft and the chip is open, watch out for the Witty party incoming. One more for ONIC. We still do not have the pick for the Kirkitect. What's left?
I think
The CC. Do you want to do that?
I'd lean towards more Lucas is
There's
actually
Lucas,
open here.
Yep.
Better. Yeah, you can actually jump through the wall set up by Flap TZ. So confirmed. These are the drafts that we have for Game 1. Again, ONIC Philippines actually left a bitter taste in their mouth last time we saw them here in MPL Philippines because they lost. So I'm guessing that's why their draft is so clean. That's why their draft here is so aggressive. I'm a little iffy on that Faramis, man. Especially in the face of Super Princess Valentina. They have coverage.
Yeah. Part of me likes to think that they just want to play this just as aggressively, or like they just really want to respond and not wait for ONIC Philippines to set everything for them. But even, okay, looking at it right now, the entire index favors ONIC Philippines lineup so much.
In terms of the colors, I guess, but the numbers look good for Falcon. So I like that just to balance things out, it's a double Purify for the roam and mid. That's one of the ways that they could answer the fact that it is the Faramis that they're playing around with in the mid lane.
Welcome to Game 1. It's a star match of Week 2. Two world champions doing glorious battle in the Land of Dawn. It's Team Falcons Philippines facing off against ONIC Philippines. Checking out these early rotations again. I don't even know what to expect from a Fanny now in the current metagame in 2025.
Whoa, look at the poke damage dished out by Brusco and Super Friends, bringing Few and Ogwen down low in the mid, already forced to pop their regens, while ONIC Philippines Roman mid will have theirs. They can continue to just gauge the tempo like this. So with ONIC reading the rotations of Kyle TZ, because with how Few and Ogwen are positioning, that's already a tell that that's where Kyle TZ is. That opens up the map even more for King Kong. So far, it's a good start for ONIC Philippines.
Yep, I'm starting to wonder if it's not the spotless joy that King Kong actually has in his hands. How efficient is he gonna be with a hero that is very high in mobility just the same? It's a Fanny, and even now, we know how King Kong tends to really play, especially if they're not, or if they're the ones able to control the Riverside. But wait, he will be able to spot out Ogwen here near the purple buff. That's a Purify first out from Ogwen.
Yeah, that's a good start there for ONIC Philippines. Of course, with King Kong just a little bit faster. Kyle decided to go for the full clear down bot, while King Kong was already able to invade one creep away from Kyle TZ's jungle up top, the Scaled Lizard on the purple side.
Approaching 2-minute mark. Great responses from Falcons despite ONIC's early invasion. A quick look on our emblems. Yeah, I don't think anything changed in the Fanny.
Nah, it's still the typical emblem sets that we're seeing from everyone. Right now, I'm really more concerned with looking at the rotations for both, especially with the chip on board. Based on all of the chip performances we saw last week, if it's not snowballing after the first turtle, it will snowball eventually with just how good teams have been able to maximize the shortcuts so far. I think that's one thing that ONIC PH really needs to watch out for here. They have that tendency of the 4-1 split. Best way to answer that, do it with the chip. Because usually the 1 split is hard to catch, but what if you have the entire team that you have to be wary against? How are you going to handle the map then?
Short term is force the chip to play defensively. Make the chip doubt where it's going, and that's what they did here. So they caused an early pop on the Purify, which will not be in time for the Turtle, which, again, I don't think the shortcut's going to come into play anyway. So at best, Oakwood is going to clear bushes, punch people. He's not even going to be level 4 just yet. Look, talking about the opposite side of the map, what's that matchup like between the Moskov and the Granger?
Moskov and the Granger. I mean, it's a given that the Granger is really high in terms of priority. So definitely we have to give it to him in terms of managing the laning phase, even in terms of ranged poke and being able to just open up the map a little bit more, even by himself alone. So there kind of is an advantage in terms of especially the early game when it comes to the Granger. But I'm starting to think of like how the Moskov will eventually come into play or will be activated here as well. Because if I'm not mistaken, last week it was the chip that was really effective against shutting down the cross-map plays from the Moskov.
Yeah. And plus, when you have that chip with you, it's like you have a Moskov with you, except it doesn't need to SOD, it just takes a portal in there. By the way, so stats for King Kong, for your all-time hero stats for Fanny. Of course, Fanny was one of the heroes that he really made a name with last season.
Yep, he's played 13 games on the cable-slinging assassin. Current rank on GP number 2 with an average KDA of 4.33, so decent numbers. He's won 6 games with it, lost 7. So again, very coin flippy, very high chance of RNG when the Fanny doesn't take off. By the way, we are also counting games he's played as the Fanny even before his run with the Super Fam, or even with the Super Fam when they were still, finding their footing.
Yeah.
I'm talking like season 13.
Yeah, probably some of our viewers out there could remember like the Fanny in his hands even when he was back in TNC.
Yeah.
When he was like part of them and actually making a reputation for himself by those retribution steals he's able to secure as a jungler.
Yeah, that was his season 12 Fanny performance. I believe that's where he really started getting a lot of eyes on him, a lot of hype around him. Oh, King Kong of TNC, he's so dang good. And then I feel like maybe ONIC Philippines saw some of that. I was like, hey, we should get him for season 13. He's a really good jungler.
We're going to see him in action once more as Sent, our Marshal, declares the game once more resumes. Turtle here, less than half health. In comes Brusco, going to try to contest. Oh, Turtle looks like a secure for Falcons.
Oh, that was a quick response or decision from Team Falcons. And I mean, it wasn't like King Kong was on the opposite side of the map taking trades either. It was just him securing his very own purple buff. And it seems like they were able to see ahead of that, but he will still decide to engage, and he will get caught in the fist crack. That's first blood drawn by Falcons.
Trapped by Flap TZ. Great timing with a fist break, stopping the Fanny right away. And that is not the start the Super Fam wants. Falcons, I can safely say they are in control now. Item check, a Fury Hammer built up there by Kelrel. Let's see if he's gonna go a different route or just go straight for the Hunter Strike later on. Excuse me, Super Marco with the Fury Hammer.
We gotta watch out for Riquetiano, the SEA Games gold medalist, given that currently in Season 15, he is topping the charts in turret taking and damage dealt the turrets. So if Kelra's not careful and he leaves the lane, oh, Marco's gonna have a great day. A little skirmish in mid. Ogwin down to half health here. And Few is holding on to a Netherrealm. That's what's so scary about Falcons. Renmar, you talked about how if they force Ogwin to play defensively, they can do that. But oh wait, what a flicker and a kick!
That was a clutch way of the Dragon, but he's saved by the Netherrealm. So ONIC Philippines, they just have to run away. Electrifying beats coming in from Kyle TZ, but Kirk is in the front lines. King Kong decides to go in, and they have the Netherrealm of their own. Flap TZ, will he be able to survive the death of Fitzcraft? But he's in the middle of 4 members. Few is the only one left alive, and that's 3 members taken out from Falcons.
It's not how you start, it's how you end. And the Super Fam ended well with 3 kills on the board.
Initially, I thought that was a really good initiation by Falcons, but ONIC PH were just able to counter again, showing the strength of what a Lucas can bring at this point in the game, where if you're not careful, his Unleash the Beast will punish you if you don't win the initial trading of a team fight. They told Super Marco, don't come in through the portal anymore. That was the right call, though.
Oh.
Yep, another engagement down here. Flap Teasy putting up these walls. The fist breaks are set up very well, especially the one that caught out King Kong about a minute or 2 ago. But second turtle already up, setting up. Flap Teasy and Brusco. River control by ONIC. Ogwin looking to clean up.
All right, Kirk is here as well. Decides to use the flicker. So that's another resource down for ONIC Philippines, as they could try to get some information here in the turtle, but then King Kong, he's too far away.
Oh no, Ogwin down to 1/4 of his health. Another clean secure.
Yeah, the ONIC Philippines, they aren't taking into the objective fights heavily. They're acknowledging the fact that they're up against a chip and that they're playing with a Fanny, and they're just giving up objectives. I think now ONIC have adjusted and say, let's just play for Kelra.
Okay, Ogwin doesn't decide to commit just yet, but I don't think King Kong was able to get what he wanted in that moment, but Few doesn't survive in the mid lane. SOD doesn't connect to, and that might be the disengage. ONIC Philippines might be okay with that.
The most unfortunate of pickoffs. He got the 1, but not the 1-2. Few popped his Purify, but failed to get the Netherrealm in.
Kirk able to recall just in time. That would have been a good call for Ogwin to just pop the shortcut already. Quick item check. Yeah, Hunter Strike was what Super Marco built already up to a corrosion site. Is the Moskov, well, the first item built up by Few is the glowing wand. It's an enchanted talisman for Super Prince, which is why he's really maximizing the pokes he can dish out early on as a Valentina to make sure that every engagement, every sequence where the Ogwin chip has to hold the front, he's actually already brought down kind of low.
There is a ticking time bomb on Team Falcons down bottom. Look at that. The bulletproof is bulldozing through his lane. What I tell you? And it's not even just Kelra or Brusco leaving it. It's just he was so focused. So unless ONIC do something about that, Falcons will snowball out of control here despite the kill advantage for the Super Fam.
And honestly, I feel like that was only because of Super Marco and Kelra spending their time in their lanes. There weren't much rotations coming in just yet from either the Super Fam or even Falcons, because we mostly see the mid duos here in the middle lane. They keep poking each other out. But could this be the time for ONIC to contest this objective?
Ogwin here, sparring with Kirk. Super Prince in range as well. Bottom side of the map, turtle spawned. Let's see. The pull here coming through. Brusco compromised. Oh, these two teams know that this last turtle is the one that matters.
I think we're going to see a full 5v5 now. It doesn't look like King Kong and ONIC want to give this up. They want to fight it out. Super Prince got the ultimate of the Faramis. The shortcut still online for Ogwin. Flap TZ already in the pit.
Okay, who is going to start the fight? Because Falcons just immediately secure the objective without allowing ONIC Philippines to do anything. Flap TZ Fistcraft is already used, but that's already enough. And look at where Kyle TZ is. He's already across the map. They're not wasting any time.
Yeah, I think for Falcons Philippines right now, they're just not giving ONIC any opportunities to shine with this Fanny. Few has a death on him, but so far we haven't seen a game wherein the Fanny's just tearing through Few and giving Few a difficult time in terms of positioning. So what was initially supposed to be okay, that can be a counter to the Fanny, or the Fanny's a counter to the Faramis, it's actually the time we saw King Kong go in, Few got to save his teammate with the ultimate. So now ONIC, PH really need to change up their game plan and acknowledge, yeah, they really need to find Few.
Yeah.
Even if it's read out that the Valentina counters the Faramis and the Fanny could counter the Faramis, it looks like Falcons have an ace up their sleeve. A minute from now, the Turtle spawns, or rather the Lord spawns lower quarter of the map, and these two teams are just working the long lane here. Look at how many members are committed to top lane. Brusco spots Ogwin. I think Falcons have their eye on this tier 1. If they clear this tier 1, all the more Lord's gonna be safe.
Yep, and Falcons, they're managing their waves so well. Not even the Fanny and Moskov in ONIC Philippines lineup can actually efficiently shove up the opposite lanes in their favor. Not until now that they're really trying to get a turret for themselves, but Super Marco, he's not the easiest target to get at this point. Brusco can't even stand all those bullets anymore.
And another.
Super Prince is found. There's Kirk trying to battle it out against 3, but will he be able to sustain all this? There's the free hits coming in from Super Marco.
All the way down bottom, you have Ogwin compromising King Kong's rotations, and just like that, with no casualties, Falcons may have won cross-map.
Yeah, Ogwin has 1 death. That's his only stat line. But the invisible stat line is the chip is messing up ONIC PH's rotations. They're overthinking everything. Is the chip here? Is the chip there? What if he uses shortcuts? That's why we're not seeing ONIC really make a crazy move. But oh no, King Kong might get caught.
Okay, he's able to use his cables and fly away, but that will mean he will have to reset, and there is a Lord.
Kick!
And he doesn't have a retribution!
Oh, Nether Realm used by both sides, but look at Kyle TG just going into back lines. Kirk is left alone, and he will be able to buy some time, but he might not be able to survive this as Super Marco takes him down. But there's King Kong flying in, taking out 1 member and making it 2. Flap TZ and Super Marco are down.
Massive exchange. ONIC Philippines, more than just back on the board. They are on a roll. Mid lane tier 1 falls, and now Kelra's gonna start stealing buffs and camps away from Falcons.
And just like that, the equilibrium has changed this time, favoring ONIC. Great entry by King Kong, and Super Marco was hurting because he already had 3 items. The Hunter Strike, Sky Piercer, and the Malefic Roar. If King Kong didn't take him down there, Super Marco already would have gotten 2 stacks on the Sky Piercer. King Kong shows himself again.
While TZ's low, they might have to buy some time for their jungler. But just the same, ONIC Philippines, they won't engage just yet.
Lord here at about 1/3 of its health. Kelra throwing out these basic attacks, threatening a retribution jump in from King Kong. Ogwin looking for 1. Flapteezy looking for 1 as well. This may be the point of no return for the Lord, down to a 5th.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. Hard to call.
All right, who will be securing the Lord? It's Super Marco! King Kong gets caught in the fist break. Brusco's there as well, trying to look for a setup, but Ogwin falls first. And Brusco will be the trade, but King Kong, he is far behind. Super Marco gets caught by Kelra though, and Few might be next. But what a counter engage coming in from Falcons. Super Prince gets the last hit, taking down 3 members, but he will fall as well. That's a double kill for Flap TZ.
Brutal. The exchange. Bodies rolling, bloods are flowing. Falcons and ONIC, severe losses for both sides.
King Kong looking to invade, but Few is there to help out Kyle, but King Kong steals the purple buff away.
Oh no! That
No!
was such a clutch fist break, fist crack combo, but he was alone. Flap TZ didn't have enough damage.
All right. Despite the exchange in the purple buff, I think cross-map, Falcons still thankful that Marco led in and stole that Lord. Oh, flicker once more.
Oh, they forced it out. And the crazy part of this game is we haven't seen a crazy shortcut yet. Ogwin's just been playing this like a traditional roamer, and there's a shortcut.
There you go. And they find Kirk, but that's enough time for ONIC to reposition themselves. King Kong as well threatening the back lines, and they will successfully take down the shortcut without any casualties.
So far, with 1,000 gold up, Falcons are snowballing out of control. The map is blue, and ONIC have to find a way once more to I don't know, compromise Marco? Is that the thing? Like, if they can win a fight with Marco down first without anything else going, then maybe.
Yeah, King Kong has to take the initiative in terms of hunting down Super Marco because it's shown that ONIC has the stronger front to back because Falcons really just has the ultimate of the Faramis. However, Flapteasy is coming up as a surprise X factor for this lineup of Falcons, wherein if ONIC use too much of their resources to take everybody else down and Flapteasy's alive and Kalteasy is still alive as well, that's more than enough to turn the post skirmish around.
And that is what King Kong is doing here. He's sitting in these bushes looking for a way to sandwich Falcons, whether it be Flap he finds, hopefully not Flap, Few or Super Marco. Best case scenario, the rest of ONIC will come a crashing, but it's easier said than done. Given that Falcons have eyes on the back of their heads, especially since Ogwin can just dash in, run in, all the CC be damned. He has a Purify. Now they're looking to compromise the orange here. Oh, all right, here we go. Falcons have confined King Kong to his side of the map.
Oh,
Kick!
they find one. That's Kalteasy, and Kirk gets the final hit. There's the SOD connecting as well, but the Nether Realm is ready, and there it is taken out as well. Flapteasy, will he be able to sustain all this? Because Ogwin is here as well, and upon seeing him, ONIC disengage. They know there's an objective.
Free kill for the Super Fam. So in the long and short of it, they got what they wanted, but can they set up for something bigger?
Yeah, because Team Falcons PH does not need to wait for Kalteasy. They can just use the shortcut to bring Joy in closer after Kalteasy gets his orange buff. That's a timer ONIC PH needs to think about. So far though, ONIC again, team fighting very well, and Brusco taking the initiative to get picks when he sees them.
All right, he spots out Ogwin here, but he will not use the Way of the Dragon onto him, and instead, that becomes a counterplay from Falcons taking down Brusco. Now they're down by one member. They lost their setter. They lost another front.
Yeah, mistimed approach there by Brusco and ONIC Philippines. It looks like they weren't completely ready just yet for him to show up, get info. Again, catching out the Cho, or his Cho getting caught out in the same spot Kirk was caught out last week as a Cho. In terms of the items, Radiant Armor and Anti-Cuirass is a hybrid Fanny build for King Kong, knowing that he can burst anyone down. He just needs to survive long enough to take down Super Marco.
Oh my, they're bursting down the Lord once again, and King Kong won't make it. What a positioning from Falcons as well.
They put up a body of meat wall to go through King Kong, and he could have just dashed in. Like, I think that's what he was setting up for here in this blind bush.
Yeah, it looks like the moment that they saw Ogwin, it was like, nah, I can't do this. Great positioning by Falcons, and of course, with losing your Roman objective takes, even though you are 4, without the information, without holding those key shrubs, it's hard for you to enter the main objective area.
You have an Enhanced Lord marching through mid. Falcons have to time this very well, or else a failed push. And it looks like that's what's happening here. The Super Fam know what they're doing. ONIC PH will keep their inhibitors up and safe.
Oh wait, not unless there's the engage coming in from Flapteasy, and from behind Brusco trying to look in for his setup, but Kelra will be the first to fall, and that is very unfortunate for ONIC Philippines. That's the flicker as well used by Kirk just to get away after successfully defending the turrets. But Falcon still wants more. They do not want to end this fight just yet. There's a conceal as well, and they might just really go for it. Kalteasy dashing in. ONIC Philippines trying to avoid everything as much as they can, but they take out 3 inhibitor turrets and a kill as well. Kirk is no longer there to help ONIC Philippines.
It's as good as an end angle. 2 are down, 3 left to defend. Falcons are going.
Oh no, they catch King Kong once more, but Kalteasy falls. But will that be enough? Because it doesn't seem like Falcons wants to prolong this any longer. A double kill for King Kong though, and they might be able to defend this.
The base is still standing. Just 1 left, it's Few, and he's in the base.
ONIC, they decided to say it's not over yet as Sony gets tossed out and Few does not stick in the mid. Now it looks bleak for the Falcons that controlled majority of the game.
They've done it again. ONIC Philippines have done the impossible. In the face of sure defeat, they've turned it around.
And with more than 10 seconds for the other members, this might be enough time. NetherRealm used here by Few, but will he be able to clear this out? Kalteasy has already responded, and Few still makes it out alive.
Not so fast. Team of Falcons flapping like their life depended on it, defends, and there's still another Lord.
Welcome back once again for another week of MPL Philippines. Just when we thought it was all over, ONIC were able to hold on. King Kong went crazy, even maximizing the wall set up by the fist break of a Badang, the same wall that's been messing him up. He went through it, and then he was able to use the cutthroat and spun to take down Super Marco, who was stuck in that wall. What a defense by ONIC, but this looks, well, bleak actually for Team Falcons PH, because this leveled everything.
Oh, now ONIC pushing the advantage here once more. The wall goes up.
Look at Kirk, and they force out the Netherrealm early on into this team fight, but from behind, Ogwen, he spots Kelra. Few will be the first to fall though, but Kelra out to the back lines too, looking for a target. Flap TZ will be the one he wants to take down, but he survives instead. Kelra will fall. Super Marco though will be the trade for Falcons, and that might not look nice. That is 3 members taken out of Falcons.
The new TZs are left to defend. ONIC can take their sweet time here. Kelra's off the map. There's a Lord standing right there in the lower quarter. Oh, they're gonna choose to take it safe.
It took a while for the Fanny of King Kong to pop off, but now he is 7-1-8. He is the main problem of the thorn on the side of Super Marco, who was in a great position to fight in that scenario, but King Kong hunted him down and shut the Granger down.
And it seems like Ogwen's chip, the utility on this once menace of the metagame, has lost all its shine. You saw here in that last engage that he was trying to find that flank in the back, trying to punch somebody into Kingdom Come, but it just wasn't going to happen, not on ONIC's watch. So now what else can they do? How else can they find a flank? They've been finding Kelra consistently, yes, but it seems to not be worth it anymore. It seems to be too expensive.
It actually feels like Kelra went towards those who were looking for him on purpose.
Yeah.
Whereas Falcons, they actually do their best to stick with their damage dealer, to stay by Super Marco's side. So it kind of feels like an opposite approach from both of these teams at this point.
Kelra is able to maximize the Spear of Misery. Oh, 3-1 up top. And catching out this Moskov isn't so clear-cut. It's been Kyle Teasy who's been left with that job.
What's the play here? Is this the blitz? Are they doing the same thing, putting up a wall?
Wait.
But they can't stop it from the pixel rush from the river!
Oh, finding Kyle TZ. Will they have enough damage? King Kong goes in, and the Netherrealm won't make it. It won't be timed enough, and there's a Winter Crown from Kyle TZ. But that will still not be enough. And look at King Kong dancing, but he will be taken out. And Kirk, will he be next? Ogwen, quite a bit late, and he will find himself in the middle of 2, and that is very unfortunate. 3 members once again fall for Team Falcons.
Like a flash of lightning, ONIC responds. Kelra takes one down. Flap the only one left.
But because the minion waves were crashing into the base, it forced a split. But it might have just delayed the inevitable, because it's only Flap against Kelra. 16 seconds before Kaltizi comes back.
They have a wave. They have a single minion alongside them. But will Flap be able to clear it out? It doesn't seem likely. Kelra doesn't mind him anymore and just goes straight for the base to take the win.
Game 1 goes to ONIC Philippines, a